Hey guys, I want to make you a video about the Amazon Buy Box and what we know about it, what we don't know about it. Uh, Now, if you're not familiar with the term Amazon Buy Box, when you look at an Amazon product page, there's going to be one seller featured at the top. They got this nice big button, Add to Cart, ships from and sold by. It makes it very easy for a customer to come here, see the item, see the price, and buy it. Now, of course, there's more than one seller selling this. There's actually 35 different sellers selling this item. So over here are three other sellers that have a competitive price, but there's still 31 sellers who are not even shown on this page. And of course, that's going to decrease the chance that they are going to convert into a sale. It's very advantageous to be in the buy box. You convert way, way more often. Just think of it from a customer point of view. They come here, they see what they want, they click buy. A lot of buyers don't even see this down here, and a lot of them certainly don't click all the way through unless they're really looking for a lower price. But if it's at the regular market price, Amazon is going to present a very competitive offer to each buyer. Uh, and that's what you're seeing right here. And actually, we can refresh and see if it's actually rotating. And here's a great example. You see it's just rotated. It was Kaplan Early Learning Company who had the buy box a little while ago, and now it's rotated to Brian's Toys, and they're selling at 11.25. So you see they've actually lowered the price. They were a little higher before I refreshed, so now they've lowered the price to match. Um, and what you're seeing is both these sellers are eligible for the buy box, but what Amazon is going to do is rotate those eligible sellers through the buy box to kind of spread the sales around. So this is 11.25, but merchant fulfilled shipping. So actually, Brian's Toys here has a very strong competitive advantage of being an FBA seller at the exact same price. But they're both rotating through. Now, at the same price, are they going to see, are they going to be in the buy box the same percentage of the time? I'm not sure. I'm not tracking this item, but now that Brian's Toys has lowered price to match, they have the buy box. Now, here's where things get a little complicated. They have the buy box right now, and to me. All right, so this is a buyer specific buy box offer. And it didn't used to be that way. It used to be that one seller could have the buy box across the whole country, no matter what time it is. And that caused a lot of sellers to compete solely on price because they felt it was the only thing that they could control, and lowering price would increase their chances of being in the buy box, or at least increase the chances of being in the buy box rotation. Those rules don't really apply anymore. There are so many factors at play as to what offer Amazon is going to show, and all you really need to know is that Amazon is going to offer uh, is going to present an offer that is very buyer specific. And when I say buyer specific, I mean is the buyer a Prime member or not? Are they logged in as a Prime member or not? What time is it where that buyer is, and how does that affect the warehouses that are still open that might be shipping the product? Because Amazon may not show an offer that's in a warehouse that is already closed for the day because it's not going to be able to ship, but they might show an offer from a different warehouse where that also has the exact same product, but they can still get that order out on time. Um, they're going to show different offers based on the sales tax settings of the seller. They may be charging sales tax to some buyers and not to others. So that's going to show a different offer because it affects the total price. Amazon takes the sales tax based on the seller or based on the buyer and factor that into the total price at checkout, and that's going to affect which offer they feel is the most competitive or the best offer tailored to that buyer based on so many factors, some that we know, some that we don't know. So you've got warehouses that are closed. You've got time zones that the buyers are in, the tax settings. Uh, are they Amazon Prime or not? All these things that go in. And the one thing that is constant about all these things I'm talking about is they're things that you can't control. You can't control which warehouse your inventory is in. You can't control where your buyers are. You can't control the tax settings. You can't control the time of day. You can't control any of this stuff. So I say that so you don't worry about it. I want you to focus on things that you can control, and things that you can control are your seller metrics, which you need to be keeping spotless and perfect anyway. But if you have great seller metrics, it's going to help your chances of being in the buy box rotation. Certainly, if you have poor metrics, it's very unlikely that Amazon's going to put you in the buy box rotation. Now, if you're an FBA seller and you're describing all your items accurately, it can actually be kind of hard to not have perfect seller metrics. But you do have to do the other things like respond to your customer emails on time. Make sure that your FBA shipments are prepped properly and you're not getting any notices from Amazon when your shipments arrive. Any little detail, anytime you might even possibly get bad feedback, address it, take care of it. Keep your metrics perfectly green, log in to your Seller Central dashboard and make sure you have all those green checks across the top. Um, Other than that, you can control your price. Now, when people say, what should I price my items at? My advice is to price within 2% of the lowest price on Amazon if you want to compete for the buy box. That's plus or minus 2%, 2% higher, 2% lower. Uh, and if you do some testing on your prices, you should see that you're in the buy box rotation. If your metrics are great and you're within plus or minus 2% of the lowest price. Now, of course, there are going to be times where you may not be buy box eligible because your inventory is in warehouses that are all closed. And depending what time of day you're looking at it, Amazon may not show your offer to you as being the best offer. And you may send a message to your buddy in a different state and say, hey, tell me who's got the buy box on this item, and it might be you, or it might not. Uh, those are interesting things to do. You can kind of test and see what results you get. But again, those are things you can't control. So I would say don't worry about it. Don't spend too much time on it. Worry about the things you can control. Keep your metrics up, price competitively, plus or minus 2%. You should be eligible for the buy box rotation. If you have any questions on this, please ask them in the Scam Power University Facebook group or come on the Spreecast and ask us live. Hope this information helps.